So this video might just be for me, but or I can redraft the video perhaps. But I wanted to talk about my feelings about Bring Her Back. I just watched it. It's the movie. It's directed by the same people who made the Talk to Me, and I'm pretty disturbed after Bring Her Back. So I was like, I would like to talk about it. The movie is good. I'm gonna have a hard time recommending it to people. Typically, I like to go with my mom to watch horror movies or something, because nowadays, a lot of times when a movie is scary, there's like, it's not scary. It's not like really disturbing. It's kind of like fun, like, or there's an element of it that is like not as mind worm-ish. Like, it doesn't stick with your head. It doesn't stick with you as much as like an older horror movie like a Halloween or Exorcist or that one with Hannibal Lecter. I feel like there was a time where movies were like disturbing, and this movie is that. Again, there was actually like a really disturbing element to it, and I think Talk to Me kind of had something like that too. There were moments of disturbingness, but they were they were kind of moved past and not sat in. Some of the possession scenes were disturbing and like scary, and like, again, stuff happening to kids is really fucked up and makes you uncomfortable. And I don't know, people who the movie spends a lot of time investing your energy in, killing those people when they were like, you know, in the middle of an arc or in the middle of redeeming themselves, and they just end their lives. That is, I mean, it's effective. It's incredibly effective. So I really am like, I'm left feeling icked out. I'm a little icked out by the movie. And I'm not someone who's ever been icked out by, I love like horrifying imagery and like scary stuff and like disturbing stuff and gore, but it's about like the way the gore is portrayed. It's the use of the gore. It's the necessity of the gore, right? It's the way there's just so many like elements of the movie. I think it was good. It was great. It wasn't just good. It was a cut above the average movie, and I really am like, I wonder how audiences will respond to this, because it isn't like it's not like a, well, Final Destination's out. It's not like a Final Destination. It's not like those what are those Annabelle, those movies. I forget what those movies are, but those are not really good horror. They're just jump scare horror, and they're kind of silly, and there's like a very dumb element to them that makes it hard to take them serious. But this isn't that, and there's like a real, like, I was taking the whole time trying to like understand the main antagonist and her motives, and I was like not 100% sure like where she was coming from. But like, now that I'm like trying to really digest what I saw, I'm like, she was the best part of the movie. Her intentions make sense. Her way of being portrayed makes sense, and she's actually an incredible character, incredibly well written and acted. And I was just waiting for her to get like, for the shoe to drop on her as being like just this as being like this evil kind of like unredeemable character, and it never happened. And I think I'm in awe of how that was handled, because directors don't typically have the patience to play a character out like that to its end goal, and have it be and still have them like redeemable, and have it not get silly. Like, I thought she would just turn like really unredeemably evil at one point and just be like, oh yeah, well, and then the way it plays with who you think is going to make it out of the situation, really fantastic. And the moments that it gives you hope, you're just like, well, this is good. This is gonna, and then it takes it from you. And the entire premise of the movie is when I had initially heard it described to me when I was listening to Creepcast, because they recommended it and they were talking about rituals and stuff, and that this movie revolves around the ritual. And so did Talk to Me. Talk to Me revolved around the ritual of grabbing the hand and talking to the whatever, getting possessed. And that's pretty like standard formulaic. Like once they lay out the rules of the ritual, you're like, okay, I get it. And then it's like kind of forces the movie to stick within those parameters. This movie also has that, but it's not so easily laid out. You're learning bits and pieces throughout the movie about the ritual. The ritual is really sick and fucked up and gross, and I kind of was really put off by it. And it wasn't just some kind of like a simple occultic portrayal that's, you know, all about pentagrams and chanting. And, you know, it didn't go in like even The Witch is very subtle about it, but like other movies with rituals that are done well, sometimes it goes a little bit like ABC with it. Like it's a little bit trying to comport itself strictly to the rules of the witchcraft, you know, so it is like you kind of know what's going to come. But the way that this movie did it, and like it was really good. It was scary throughout the whole thing, and I think the movie leaves you with a bit of hopelessness at the end. But maybe that's not, maybe with all the horror movies nowadays where people get out and it's all like good and safe, you know, maybe that's the wrong expectation to go into like a horror movie. You know, it's a tragedy. It should be a tragic ending. And there's still some redemption within that, which is really good. And they saved certain people. See, they killed off certain people I didn't expect for them to kill off, and they saved certain people I didn't expect to be saved. So I just think it was fantastic. And I'm trying to think back. I was doing too much comparisons of Talk to Me and this movie, because at the beginning of Talk to Me, there is a section in the very start where it shows the outcome of the possession going wrong over time, like with the one guy killing himself, and then it switches to the other girl, and then you kind of knowing that first one was like, oh, what happened there? And now you're kind of laying it out further with the main plot. For some reason, I thought that was what was happening with these two characters, the two main characters, the brother and sister, the adopted brother and sister. Those two, I thought they were like not the main characters at first, but then I realized that like they were being moved to the location that was just seen in the trailers and the characters seen in the trailers. So I was done a disservice to myself by trying to think that this movie comported itself to the standard, to like the way Talk to Me was shaped or set up. It doesn't feel like Talk to Me. It feels like its own, like I can see the bones of how the plot or how the script writing is, or the plot points are laid out, but it really reinvents that and goes in a direction that is really solid. The script is so solid. It's pretty insane. And I have so many good things to say about this movie, but I'm gonna have a hard time asking people to sit through that. There's gonna be a lot of disturbing shit that's not gonna be fun to get through. And it's like, I was biting my hand. I was literally having like not aneurysm. I was having like, my chest was feeling funky. I was feeling my own chest as I was watching that movie. I'm like, ew, like it's yuck. And I was like trying to like grit my way through the really nasty shit. Cause there's some body horror in it, and it's just like, it is not, it's going to make you squirm. And I feel like that was their goal. And this movie, I really kind of feel, is trying to bring back a scary horror film that's going to make you freak the fuck out and make people want to leave theaters a little bit. I don't think anyone left in my theater, but I could imagine for a general audience, if they were to try and go see this, like, they might not want to make it to the other side, because they don't want to be given some of this nasty imagery. But what else? I'm also very in love with the mythology that they trickle to you in the movie, and they don't, what's it called? Yeah, the mythology, and it's going in places that, again, a lot of movies are afraid to go in because everything's very formulaic and cliche when you deal with issues of like undead or resurrections or ghosts or this kind of stuff. When they never go full, or zombies, they never really go into new directions with these portrayals, because I don't know, the script or the cliches have been written out already for a lot of these genres, and now whenever anyone makes anything within these concepts, they never take it anywhere new. And this movie takes a lot of this in new directions and gives, again, characters and creatures, like things that you've not seen portrayed in films in a long time, at least outside. I'm not old enough to, or I'm not well watched enough to have watched maybe something else like this. So I have really only good things to say. I'd say if you really want to see a good movie, you just have to get ready to get grossed out and maybe cover your face for really nasty parts. But I mean, fucking insane movie. I'm gonna see how I feel with it, but it's like, 9 or 10 out of 10 or something like that. All right, those are my thoughts.